everybody! Welcome back to Northernlion, plays the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus, where we've had Cane Run, Passed Up Mom's Knife win, followed by Cane Run, Passed Up Mom's Knife win, followed by Magdalene. Which I don't mind as much now that you get the speed upgrade pill, and it seems like we're starting next to a library. 6QSWL12T. That was like, when I said L12T, I said it in a weird fashion that was like how English must sound to non-native English speakers, or to people who don't speak English at all, rather. It was just like a nonsense syllable that didn't trip the filter of like, is this a real thing? But didn't actually carry any inherent value. You might say, NL, do you feel better? Well, you know, thank you for asking. The answer, honestly, is yes. I recorded this about 10 minutes after the last one. I obviously, you know, I'm not an idiot. That's not enough time to, well, that's debatable, but that's not enough time to get compound fracture and finish a coherent thought. That's not enough time to get over a sickness, but, you know, I blew my nose, had some Dayquil, I'm feeling better. Been so paranoid about cough medicine ever since, like, last year, 2 years ago maybe now. I had 2 cups of coffee and then a little Dayquil, and I was like, hey Kate, why do I feel like I'm on crystal meth right now? And she was like, oh, did you have like caffeine and cold medicine? And I was like, yeah, I feel like I might pass out. And then, yeah, it turns out, like, don't do that, because we've talked about this in an Isaac episode before, but cold medicine has caffeine oftentimes directly in it, but then sometimes also has pseudoephedrine, I think, which is another stimulant. So basically you're just, ooh, that's not bad. -2 to our tear delay. It's pretty good for a trinket we're just holding, at least for now. I'm gonna go back to the opposite end of the floor here to see if I can get a key and get into that library, replace Yumhart, and, you know, maybe Bob's your uncle on this run. But, yeah, you're not supposed to take both. I didn't know that. You'd think that, like, I would know that because I drink a lot of coffee. I did not know that, in case that's not clear. I'm trying to get to a freaking key here. Pseudoephedrine actually used to be, and by used to be, people go, you know, cocaine used to be legal in the 1920s, okay? This is like in 2004. Cocaine, or not cocaine, but pseudoephedrine was legal. It was like a weight loss drug. So when I had caffeine, and then accidentally took the Dayquil and, well, not accidentally, but didn't know the interactions between them, and I took the Dayquil. I was like, this shit used to be legal? People were taking ephedrine and then, like, going to work and having a coffee? That's crazy. I'm all for, like, you know, individuals should be able to manage their own lives, but I felt like I was gonna have a fucking heart attack. Maybe the FDA knocked that one out of the park, I'm not sure. Maybe not. I am fairly ignorant of, you know, anything beyond that one time that I used it to get 6-pack abs in 10 minutes or less. Anyway, yeah. So that's my story about cold medicine. So now, I have this, there's a lemony beverage in Canada, we call it Neo-Citrin, but then there was like a shutdown of the Neo-Citrin factory, so then it was like, people were like, oh, what, in the UK it's called, lemon sicky drink, or something like that. And I was like, that's weird. You guys always calling stuff zany things over there. And then I looked at my brand name, and it was called Hot Lemon Relief. And I said, that sounds like you're pissing on me. And they said, I know, that'll be $3.50, please. And I paid for it. Because it's like a tea that's not really a tea. It's just a collection of, like, sugar, lemon flavoring, and antihistamines that it gets you good to go. So I try to, I'm take a little of that, and then like 2 hours later I take a little Dayquil, like 2 hours later I take a little of that, and vice on and on. You know, it says every 3 hours, but I figure I scale it up. I'm like, I'm slightly larger than the average human being, probably. Plus, I'm a very important person. I gotta do my job, so I need that relief. And then the medicine said, why are you talking to me? That's probably an indication you've taken too much of this. No. I'm actually, I read the drug interactions on the back of the pill bottles before I take them. Like, I know people, and this is like really, really bad. I have heard at least that this is terrible for your liver. But they will like drink, even if they're just having like 1 or 2 drinks, they'll like drink, and then they get a little headache. I'm not trying to freak anybody out here. And then they go, I'll just take a Tylenol for the headache, and then they keep drinking. Like, that shit is really bad for you. Supposedly. I'm not a doctor, admittedly. Mom's contacts, by the way. Good pickup, but there goes our deal with the devil chance, because I am a moron. Yeah, apparently they both get processed, like, the same pathway in the liver. So if the Tylenol, like, sits in your system for too long, it's extremely destructive. But because you've got alcohol, it sits in there for longer. So it's, like, really, really bad for you. Like, don't do that. I've heard that's extremely deleterious. But I know people who are like, yeah, no big deal, you know, just take a Tylenol. And you're like, I get it, right? Because I've had headaches at events where I wanted to have fun. And in your head, you're like, I really, really want to have fun. But then in the back of my head, I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to die is the thing. So you have to, you ask yourself that question in the moment, I suppose. By the way, if you do this, don't let me stop you. I just want you to have the information. Too often, I think, whenever there's something we do and people go, oh, that thing that you do, I'm just going to take the money, honestly. It's worth less than the red heart to me. Or it's worth more than the red heart to me, I should say. People react and they go, wow, that's stupid. I've been doing it for years. Nothing wrong. You know, nothing's happened to me. Well, I mean, you probably don't give yourself an ultrasound that many times daily is my guess. I'm going to try this, and I just hate that already. I don't know. I was hoping to get a bomb, but kind of botched it. When you see that card, you got to go for it. Otherwise, we're spending 2 cents hoping for a reroll and then getting a 3. There's a nickel just on the ground. But, you know, if you know the consequences and choose to live that way, that's one thing. If you don't know the consequences, then you should know the consequences. That's all I'm getting at. In my Jerry Seinfeld voice! Ruka, I'm sorry. How you doing, buddy? These cats. You know, we got back from that PAX return trip. Seriously slept for, like, maybe 11 hours. I sleep a lot, but I usually don't sleep for 11 hours. I'll get, like, 9 hours a night. But to, like, 9 hours and 5 minutes is like, okay, I gotta be up. To stay in bed for that long is madness, but we must have needed it. But then we woke up and I was like, are our pets okay? Because they just stayed asleep like 5 hours after we woke up. Don't lose your deal with the devil chance here already. This is a good run. We shouldn't be this up against the wall, you know? So these cats have just slept like all day. I guess they didn't sleep much while we were gone. And I can relate. Even now I'm getting a little drowsy. Which, considering all the pseudoephedrine that, you know, has been in the cold medicine today, it's a little bit of a surprise, isn't it? Okay. It's like they're mocking me for having Ace of Hearts. It's like, in spite of the way they were mocking me, acting like I was part of their property. Don't know how he does it in that song. It's from In the End, you know? In spite of the way you were mocking me, acting like I was part of your property. He makes like a computer voice. I don't know how he does that. He's a very talented musician. You might be saying that's just the Mouth Moods version. It's not the Mouth Moods version. That's the real version of that song. I grew up with In the End. I bonded with people on ICQ. Said, hey, who do you like to listen to? Linkin Park, me too. Oh man, Numb really speaks to me. I was there. And I see you posting YouTube comments, not on my video, but on Linkin Park's Numb. They go, oh man, these are the days. Wish I was born too late. You were not born too late, I promise you that. You were born just late enough to miss In the End by Linkin Park. I'm not trying to insult Linkin Park, okay? They are one of the only bands from that era that has endured into modern, like, discourse. I'm not saying, you know, they're the Beatles. I'm saying they've survived, and they haven't just been made into a joke. Which, when you think back to that era, a lot of bands from that era have kind of been made into a joke. Even Smash Mouth. Poor good-natured Smash Mouth is a joke now. Is nothing sacred in this day and age? So kudos to them for that, but the radio back then was a wasteland. I'm insulting my Canadian brethren here. We were in the grocery store yesterday, and Complicated came on, you know. Chill out, what you yelling for? Lay back, it's all been done before. This is like the best I've ever sang in my life. I'm not saying it's good. When you're talking to me one-on-one. No, there it goes. Now it's, and you've become. It's not great. You know what? First off, the point of that was that it's going to be like, this song, I couldn't get enough of this song when I was like 13. Its song is horrible. And you might say, you know, yeah, when you're 13, you're... No offense meant to Avril Lavigne fans, by the way. When you're 13, your taste sucks. So you just, you know, no offense to get a 13-year-olds out there, but you just get over it, you know. Eventually you start listening to better stuff. Well, I wasn't putting it on #1 on the Billboard Hot 200. That was people slightly older than me, at the very least. What's their excuse, man? They weren't 13. They were only 13 years old. Also, that song does something I didn't realize I hated this much until I heard it in the grocery store in my jet lag addled state. And it goes like, laugh out when you strike your pose. And she like adopts an English accent for one word for a reason that makes no fucking sense to me at all. It's definitely pose. That's the word that catches the inflective. Take a toke but don't choke. If you do, you got no clue what me and my homie Levine came to do. Fuck, marry, kill. Avril Lavigne, Adam Levine. Anaconda's Ravine. I think I would probably have to... I could marry Adam Levine. And I know the implication there is that we're going to have intercourse more than once. And then Avril Lavigne would just be the one time, and I think that's what I was going for. And I'd probably kill the Anaconda Ravine, because that's just something I made up myself, and, you know, they don't, to the best of my knowledge, anacondas don't have a high degree of sentience that cause, like, an ethical issue, but I would think about throwing Avril Lavigne into the Anaconda Ravine, and then murdering it while me and Adam Levine had married intercourse. So we do have a library or some kind of special room on this floor, which is good because we've lost a lot of our momentum. That's a new level of fuck, marry, kill. There's like a bonus round you can get to. Like, well, you could fuck something while you're killing it, or you could kill something while you're married to it. So you're like, I would marry and kill the concept of envy. And I would fuck and marry and then kill, you know, Mike Birbiglia's new Netflix special. Something like that. Necronomicon, I guess. Like, we're not really crushing it in the anything department right now. HP's okay. Rate of fire is pretty good. Purity's giving us a big boost there. Anyway, I don't think I've talked about anything of substance on this whole run. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. It's pretty much par for the course, I suppose. Curse of the Blind, also not that bad. There's an off chance of boss rush, but let's be honest, it's pretty low, which is fine. I don't need to make it the boss rush to find this run successful, but I would like to be able to kill things a little bit faster. I get it, like the bone tears, they're pretty good. A lot of people are saying this is one of the best items in Afterbirth Plus. Or at least one of the most fun items in Afterbirth Plus. I don't know. I mean, I guess I can't dispute it. Because it checks all the boxes. It makes your tears look cool. Gives you a cool effect. Seems like it's a positive item, you know, superficially, but also mechanically as well. So, you know, I'm not anti-compound fracture, but I don't know. I think I might be like a booger tears man, if you ask me. We can't get to that, that's right. I like the, like, damage over time effect that stacks up as the rate of your booger tears increases. In the rate of the booger tears. You know, in the Court of the Crimson King. You remember that. It was from, well, I mean, it's from In the Court of the Crimson King, but it's also from Children of Men, where he's up in that dude's loft and he sees the Pink Floyd balloon fly by. A great movie. A lot of people talking about Children of Men lately. That movie is, I mean, it's not like I was the first to the party. I went and saw it in theaters when it came out because a lot of people I respected were like, this is really good. A double item room. So good. The Mind and Rainbow, baby. I am stoked here. But I'm glad, like, when I saw that movie, I was like, that movie's really good. Then there were, like, you know, 5 or 6 years where I never heard anybody talk about it, except you'd be like, yeah, this movie's, like, pretty good. You'd be like, yeah, I liked it. That scene with the, oh, so good. Michael Caine, it's called Strawberry Cough. It's a great movie. I hope that happens, like, There's a couple movies I leave a light on for, man, that never really made it into the, like, super, like, this is one Criterion Collection, one of the best movies from this year. One of them, Children of Men, is obviously one of them. Very, very well respected. I'm being a little too overly hipster about it. The Town is one of those ones that I'm like, this movie, everybody who's watched The Town is like, it's pretty good. Nah, y'all are sleeping. The Town is a masterpiece. It's like Heat for our generation, except De Niro and, I was gonna say Al Capone. All right, Tomo, you can enter. Welcome. De Niro and Pacino, you know, they're brothers instead. Came from an era where, like, people from my generation, very slightly different from the younger generation, I think, like, didn't like Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck was, like, box office poison for a while because of Gigli and the fact that he was, like, you know, the most, like, he was considered, like, a vapid kind of heartthrob. Now, you know, he comes out with Argo, stuff like The Town, Gone Baby Gone, and everyone's like, maybe this guy's a genius and we shouldn't hate him just because he's, like, hotter than we are. And that took a lot for me to get over, to be honest with you. Because I'm used to, like, you know, it's really easy to like an ugly actor. Me and Paul Giamatti would get along great. But I think if I met, like, Ben Affleck or Matt Damon, there'd be like a feeling out period where I'd be like, when are you going to be a dick to me? And he'd be like, I'm a millionaire. I got no problems with anybody anymore. And then maybe eventually we'd get along. He's got a higher barrier to entry, though, but I suppose that's his problem. So we got hit and ruined our tier delay, but we're making progress again, which is really nice. And now that we have the mind, we're actually very easily able to get to where we need to go as quickly as possible. But anyway, all I'm trying to say is, if you ever see The Town, I'm not encouraging you to go out and spend your money on The Town necessarily, even though I think it's worth it. But you catch it on Netflix, how about that? Catch it inside, how about that? That's their marketing campaign this fall, or this winter. Give it a shot, man. For my money, I actually, it's close. They're both great. When I say this, it's not like one's a 10 and one's a 2. They're both 9s or 10s, but I might like it more than The Departed. Both take place in Boston. Certainly, this colored my worldview of Boston. I don't want to go there. What the fuck was that? Oh, I have the soul. I don't want to go there. Matt Damon, Leonardo DiCaprio, the world's most handsome gangsters on earth are going to kill me. What a way to go, though. Am I right, ladies? I don't know where this episode has gone. That's just the Dayquil talking. Blame it on the Asti Spamonti. Okay, we're actually going to be on pace for boss rush. Mostly 100% thanks to the mind, but I'm going to give up the boss rush ghost. And the idea here is that we can use our time to go to the shop instead. Maybe check out our second secret room. I hate to be whiny, and I was just going to whine about speed, so that got sorted, but we needed speed. Health down is nearly meaningless. We also needed tears, so that actually turned out really, really nicely for us there, and I was concerned that it wouldn't. So we bought the nightlight. That's more of just like we can afford it, and it's pretty good, and if somehow I accidentally walk into the Hush fight, like thinking it's an 8th item room, then sure, that gives us some value there. We could still make it to boss rush. As unlikely and maybe even undesirable as that is, we could still make it to boss rush. And I just realized we don't even have deal with the devil precedent. We have a 50% chance of a deal with the angel if we get a deal with the devil at all. We've been holding this Ace of Hearts for like 10 years. I mean, Bad Gas is not better, but it's time to get over the ghost that's holding us in here. Especially because we got Hearts coming fast and furious regardless. Like, maybe we have gotten, like, clandestinely sort of screwed on this run. I've screwed myself out of a couple deals. I'll give you that much, but, maybe we've been given a little bit of a below average pool to deal with here. And it's easy to mask that when you got something like Compound Fracture. You just see the bone tears and you go, yeah, dude, that's a good run. I'm in. I don't know if that's the case, though. Mr. Boom, worth functionally very little. Steven is actually always better than I expect. 1.90 damage was really, really good. No, I think I've underrated that item for no reason for a long time. We need the bomb. We're actually, I think we're going to be able to swing it. I kind of want to fight greed, but I don't know why, because we're not going to use the money for anything. And, you know, of course, obligatory Linkin Park reference. Okay, now we probably want to go to the shop and see if there's a spirit heart. And it's a greed fight, so it's the ultimate, like, be careful what you wish for. Sort of monkey's paw-ish situation here. We also want to not get hit anymore, because our deal with the devil is probably on shaky ground right now. I don't really care about blowing this guy up. Who did the voice work for that? Who? Well, I know who did the voice work for that, but that's who wrote the script for that line, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Definitely should not have tried to squeeze behind that enemy, but we're still here. Oh, and we got the tier aura right now, which is beautiful. All right, so just kick ass, destroy them. You're already like halfway done. I walked into it. That's fine. It didn't take our deal with the devil chance away somehow. The golden heart protected us? That doesn't sound right. No! Well, that sucks. We also didn't bring anything into boss rush. Okay, fine. This is actually a great run to use the D100. Because it sucks. So, I'm not gonna take that. I'm looking at this run, and I'm like, it's better. This is a better run. Is it good? I don't think so. This is the kind of zaniness I can get behind, though. I don't think it's necessarily amazing, but it's not that bad. I'm not gonna take Fire Mind. We're gonna re-roll that when we re-roll everything. Wow, that was really good timing on that monster spawn. So we could lose fairly easily here, and all it would take is like one... Well, taking a bunch of shitty damage is not helping anybody out here, but all it would take is one really ghastly reroll. Hopefully we just get something good faster than that. Our shot speed and range are just crushing us here. Okay, so we got the mom transformation. I see some stuff that I like here. But it's kind of too slow. Like, don't get me wrong, I see that we got Proptosis here. And it feels like our tiers are doing really good work. Why is everything dying so slowly? That doesn't seem right. Like, doesn't it seem like there's some kind of horrible mistake here? I think we already have Bookworm. Yeah, I actually have no idea, because, like, we can survive with this run for a little while here, but the nails kill everything instantly. Or very, very quickly. And the, not nails don't work at all. Oh, I got cat hair on my freaking face. It's extremely itchy. Mind over matter, dude, mind over matter. Okay, so now we got Razor Blade, Triple Shot, Holy Mantle, Lusty Blood. We actually have Quad Shot. Glass Shard. And there's some okay stuff in here, without a doubt. You alright? You alright, Ruka? You just did like a dismount here. Please. Maybe we're just doomed to be in kind of a bad situation no matter what because of the quality of the items we've had. Here. Get out of here, cats. What happened? They probably heard Kate making some noise or something. Maybe she got an H1Z1 win. Cats have no concept of H1Z1. It's a real problem. So actually this run is really, really good now. Except for the fact that it's mostly good because of Lusty Blood, so I don't really want to re-roll it halfway through Boss Rush because it's pretty great, but I also don't want to, you know, keep it because we're losing out on valuable re-rolls by keeping it. So I think I'm going to reroll. But this is a pretty good setup. I just hope I don't die. Okay, we got Beelzebub, Death's Touch. Now this is what I'm talking about right here. This is a run. Low range, but extremely high rate of fire with great items to show for it. I'm very much for this. This is going to be the run we're going to stick with for now. I don't think we're going to take Blood Rights. I can't see that being better than the D100. Got a little multi-dimensional baby action here, which is very useful for me. At times, at least. So we're going to try to finish this run. Not die, because that's actually a genuine problem. I also am hopeful that I don't lose a bunch of damage when I exit this room. Like, I want Lusty Blood to stick with us. But I also want it to never go, not just go after this room is done. There we go. Mulligan. It's a great item. So you know what? One more reroll. Just to mix it the fuck up. Now I see we got some Jacob's Ladder sponge shit going on here. With Pyro as well. I'm very pro this. Our HP was actually great. And that went extremely well. Thank you, Tech.5. What are our bombs like? Not sad, but homing. That's pretty good. My favorite John Irving novel. I don't think we're immune to explosions, so I'm just going to stick with the Cracked Crown for now. We might be immune to explosions, but I doubt it. So just keep up the good work so far. Deal with the Devil Chance. I don't really care, so compromise my Deal with the Devil Chance. Once, shame on me. But this, we actually can't do anything about it except find a secret room because, or a teleport card, I guess, because we don't have enough space to actually pick up a Spirit Heart. So we're in like a whole new world there. 12 red hearts is something that almost never happens to us because we're constantly trading HP away. When it happens, it happens. I can't believe this run is actually, like, as of this point, it's like as long as our last run was. It's crazy to me because the last run was good. But I never felt like, you know, this is the best run I've ever seen. I was just like, yeah, it's like very solid. This one is, it feels more bombastic. It's just like slightly slower. So it tears up. I do not mind that. One day we are going to get a deal with the devil. And we really want to take and we'll walk in the sun. But till then, tramps like us. Baby, we were born to scum. You know, now, that's something I'd recommend you spend money on. If you haven't heard Bruce Springsteen's 1975 classic, Born to Run, every song is a banger. You're going to listen to it the first time and you're like, yeah, I mean, I like Thunder Road, I like Born to Run, but, you know, Jungle Land's too long. I don't really get Backstreets. But then you listen to it for like the 10th time, you're going to be singing along with it. Riding on the back streets, riding on the back streets. You get the idea. Anyway. Get out of here. Don't really care about that. But I'll give you that, you know, 10th Avenue Freeze Out. Just a nice diversion. Not a transcendental song, but Jungle Land. Well, it's got it going on, man. Brucey got it going on. Hey there, Brucey, won't see you getting down. Don't want to see my little Brucey down with a frown. Just because your last good album was in 2002. It's only because they don't know you like I do. Sure you're bleedy? It's bleety, not bleedy. B-L-E-D-Y. We gotta deal with the angel. For whatever reason. I mean, the run's good. I guess I'll go fight Hush. You never know, we could get something out of it. Yeah, like Big Fan is okay. Cricket's Body is possibly really good. I don't really want to D100 because this run is noteworthy. Much better than just like Death's Touch plus weirdness. You know, I think we'll try Magic Fingers here. I'm going to blow you up. And check this. And this is a good card. Like, very good card. We will not die against Hush. And I probably won't do the Void Floor. We're doing it every daily we have to. That's enough for me. So I'm going to donate as much money as they'll allow me, because I can donate as much money as they'll allow me. And then any day now, they're going to let me go and fight the Hush. There's no rush, but I'd like to slay him and fart on him with my tushy. Okay, what do you got? Infamy, that's really good. I think I stole that tune. What was that tune from? Well, this song was basically like, it felt like it was straight out of Kenny versus Spenny, but what was the tune from? It was like a show tunesy Sunset Rubdown or something, I don't know. Okay, you're dead a little slower than I thought you would be, but I appreciate the Jacob's Ladder pseudo synergy here. Just keep sidling from side to sidle here. Poseidon, also my favorite god of the sea. If I had to pick a god of the sea, Poseidon's up there. That's all I'm saying. I mean, Neptune, he's alright, but Poseidon's really where it's at. So this is gonna be like, I mean, it's rigorous. You're watching it. It's gonna take us a while to kill this dude. We really start to pop off when we get our tears to break on enemies, and you know, Cricket's body allows the Jacob's Ladder to charge to become a little bit more robust, if you will. Word I've been liking a lot lately. Robust. What does robust mean? Well, it's polymorphic. It means large, usually, but it can also mean strong. High yield, if you will. And that means you can also use it to be like, you know, well, you know, she was a robust young lady. That could mean so many different things. Could mean she was full of life. Could mean, you know, she was plus-sized. Could mean she had a large bosom. You know, there's so much. Could mean you think she's a great person. It's a very polymorphic word. By the way, lest you think this is rooted in sexism, you could apply that to a man as well. For example, he is robust. Exactly the same thing. Could just have a wide penis. Could buy his clothes at a specialty store named after his stature. You know, there's multiple ways to take that. I'll never know what it's like to shop at a big and tall store, and I think that's a good thing. Not that, you know, being not big and tall material is really like something to be proud of or ashamed of, but I just think that, like, I can go into any store and buy clothes. I don't need to go to a specialty store off the highway to do so, which is convenient for me. That's why, like, I saw Austin at PAX, and I was like, what's it like being 6'4"? Did it take everything in my power to not go, well, how's the weather up there? Yeah, okay. But I was like, I wanted to know what it's like. You know, what's the macabre part of being 6'4"? And he's like, it's pretty good, but, like, you know, I have to lean down to talk to people, and, you know, the world's not really built for you. And I was like, that's some Beach Boys Pet Sounds shit right there. I am angling, maybe in my, like, 40s or 50s, depending on how my life goes, I might be able to shop at the big part of the big and tall store. Do they just have, like, a big part? It's like, also, do they have security that is gonna, like, stop me from buying stuff? They're gonna be, oh, you're buying a gift for your older brother, Slugger? I mean, oh, well, actually, it's for me. You know, I've been thinking I'm gonna hit my growth spurt any year now. Can I see your driver's license, please, sir? I guess I just wasn't made for these times. We're getting into some semi-deep cuts here. Not that Pet Sounds is not a well-respected and, you know, well-known album, but sometimes to get people to listen to something that was made before, like, the 1970s and starts with the B but doesn't finish with the Adels, it can be a little tricky, you know? Why not, right? If we lose 1 HP, who cares? Good. We lost 0.07 speed and some HP. Sneeze. Oh my god. That was actually the closest I've ever come to death. That's gonna be the title of this video, like, I almost died. That was a robust sneeze. Beyond its robustness, I had like a burp simultaneously stored up, and I was like, I gotta get this burp out of there, or I'm gonna burp and sneeze at the same time. I don't know if that's, like, that's Wait, I'm running the math in my head. Is that 2 different holes? I mean, it comes out of 2 different holes, but is that 2 different pipes? I guess those pipes have already... They've chosen where they want to go. So I'm just worried that it's going to create some kind of, like, ass vacuum and cause my internal organs to get sucked out or something. But I am fine. But there were some scary moments there. I will say, though, it looks like we're going to get up to 3 wins in a row. This one's been another strange one. The last one was fast, but probably the most routine out of the 3 we've had so far. This one is probably the least normal. But the D100 really saved us at a scary time in our lives. So, sincerely appreciate that it showed up at the right time. We could have stuck with a run that was not looking like it was going to go anywhere. Or manywhere. You know, I think if you can say anywhere, you should be able to say manywhere. And I'm not talking about the big and tall store that I'm going to open up with Michael A.L. Fox. Just a small town boy. You gotta give me a minute here. Just a small town man. 6 inches taller than Dan. He took the morning train to Manywhere. From the belt of rust, this man's stature is quite robust. For a minute they could try it on and on and on. Okay. See, that's the jingle for my big and tall store, which is going to be called Manywhere. It's going to be tough, you know. The lyrics, it didn't come as easily as Runaway did in the last episode, but I tried. I committed myself to that joke. Did it whiff? Yeah, I don't think it whiffed completely. The try it on and on and on might have brought it back like to a 3 out of 10 or something. Maybe I'm flattering myself, but this fight is over. I mean, like, not literally, but momentarily here, if you'll just give me a moment. And, okay, this is all landed. Wonderful. Didn't even tempt me with a void fight this time. Thank you so much, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching as well. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.